Hey guys, Jarek here with Bull Stocks. We have a doozy for you today. There was some fun stuff on the media, all over the media, actually, after certain someone said something on a finance show that I'm going to play for you guys. I'm also going to play a bunch of other clips for you. Let's see how that works. Shall we? Here we go.
All of a sudden, AMC has become the biggest darling of the Reddit investing crowd. And, well, judging from the surges in Google, it looks like more folks are interested in the company and its stock. Of course, interest in these stocks has spawned their own community and their own set of heroes, including my next guest, Matt Kors. Matt, welcome to the show. And before we start, I want to note that I like that you always make sure to tell people you're not a financial advisor. You're obviously, though, a smart guy. You've been behind this for a long time. You've created a very strong following of these so-called meme stocks. I'm just curious, what sparked your interest in the first place?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this show. My interest, I've been trading now for about the better part of a decade, and I've just never seen this much of a community behind such like it's just resonating with a lot. So it feels like it's just something a little bit more special than just something playing out in the stock market. I just love the community that has really come from this movement.
You know, you message a lot, when I look at your work. It's extremely informative, particularly when it comes to these short positions, and that seems sort of to be the linchpin. How does that influence Reddit investors? And, you know, a lot of people know there's some new terms, but how do you take in these shorts and turn it against the so-called smart money?
Yeah, so that's exactly right there. That's who we're perceiving in this particular trade to be, I guess, our quote unquote enemy. We want to know the shorts, we want to know the size of the shorts, because at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, is to prompt a short squeeze. And without getting too far into the technicals, like the short squeeze, the gamma squeeze, FOMO buying, it's just all three of those are major forms of buying power that could all be prompted in the current situation that we're seeing. And at the end of the day, it's all different buying, which could really push the stock sky high.
Yeah, you guys have flipped the script big time. You know, it's interesting. Early in the year, Wall Street went crazy. The financial media hated you. And when these stocks started to settle down, it felt like they thought they were dancing on your grave. And now, more recently, when they talk about this, you always hear the term smart money. The insinuation is that anyone who's buying these stocks right now is the dumb money. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, even if that's our moniker of sorts, if we're being referred to as dumb money, I mean, at the end of the day, at least we're making money. So in this particular scenario, I'm proud to wear that badge, because at the end of the day, my portfolio is higher.
Well, you've been trading for a decade, so you understand traditional valuation metrics, and certainly using them, all of these stocks should be oversold. So how do you justify, you know, there's a diamond hand approach to this, holding them long term? What are you using to say, okay, this is justified holding these names for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because you can't do it using traditional valuation metrics?
Yeah, I completely agree. So in my personal opinion with this is more of a swing trade to see how this particular short squeeze narrative plays out. I think the discussion for a long-term hold is actually better taking place like when this particular storyline is done, because right now it's a smaller time frame. It's that classic David versus Goliath, retail versus Wall Street, the 99 versus 1.
Right.
At the end of the day, you love the underdog story. But with that being said, this is not a long-term underdog story. We're doing the fight right now for that swing trade. It's just the dumb money versus the smart money. I'm going to throw both of those in quotes. But to me, this is a swing trade just to see how far we can really, really push this narrative. And for me, I do like AMC long term, but I would consider that an investment once this particular storyline is complete.
I got you. You know, I want you to know one of the reasons that I love the apes is when I took the test to become a stockbroker, I crushed it. I had no formal classes. I had no help. I was told I was going to fail. So I was walking away from the testing site, and there was a line from a Stevie Wonder song called Overjoyed, and it played over and over again in my head. Here's a line I want to share with you, Matt. And though the odds seem improbable, what do they know? Good luck, Matt. Appreciate you coming on the show. We'll touch base again real soon. What will the apes do now? Joining me now is the host of Trades and about near-term fundamentals. In the financial media, they still don't get it. You know, they compare it to, look at the market cap versus this company, that company. Tell the world, tell the financial media what this has always been about. What is this movement about?
Well, Charles, first off, I'd like to extend a thank you for giving the opportunity for millions of apes to be able to speak out about the culture and story, being written by AMC stock right now. I think they're getting the wrong picture with this whole segment. We understand perfectly clear that this is not about fundamental value in this moment in time. They're doing this as black and white when that's not the case. This is a message. This is a legacy that the apes are trying to write right now to send a message to the short sellers, hedge funds, and institutions who have been blatantly betting against and frankly, taking advantage of the the retail investor, over these past 6 months, year, 5 years, 10 years, and show them that we are stronger than they think we are. We're smarter than we think they are, and we're better. That's as simple as it is.
Tonight, I think the lawyers, by the way, pressured him into that statement. Let's not forget. He made a serious overture to investors yesterday. I'm pretty sure someone called him up and said, listen, you're going to have to come out with something. So with that in mind, do you feel like he let the community down with that statement this morning?
That's a great question, Charles. I think Adam Aron does a perfect job of managing the long-term growth of the company as well as paying attention to the short-term of what the retail investors are looking for. In fact, I think he sets the bar. I think he sets the standard. It's very easy for the media to talk about that statement that he put out. But what about the Investor Connect, the AMC Connect that came out that helps connect the AMC investors and reward them for following the company? I think there's so many great things that Adam Aron does to focus on one specific statement that likely was caused to come to fruition because of legalities is doing him injustice. He does a great job. He sells stock at the right time. He's generated a lot of cash. Cash is king. You already stated earlier there's $587 million for the company, and the stock price is booming. I think that speaks monuments of how great of a CEO Adam Aron truly is.
Considering all the negative media, right, which is almost all the financial media, how important was it for AMC to sort of climb off the canvas today to just keep everyone kind of stoked and confident?
Right. So the last 6 months has been a slow wind-up to kind of the storybook that you're reading right now on the charts. And I think over that period of time, there's been a lot of the retail investors or the apes who have been studying, doing due diligence, crunching numbers, and I think most importantly, emotionally preparing themselves, because the last squeeze that happened back in January, there was, I think, a lot of things to be learned. And this much time built into now, I think people were emotionally prepared for the sort of moves that have happened here, and to have that momentum continue, obviously, is a great opportunity to give some good momentum and hype to the community. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to: is keeping spirits high, keeping the new apes out there who join the community happy, and telling those stories.
I got less than a minute, Trey. Just tell us, what is the end game?
So the end game for this, Charles. The end game for this is pretty simple. We want to send a message to the short sellers that says, look, we are the dumb money and we are proud of it. We are here to show that when people do their research and their due diligence, they can make money. They can call us dumb money all day long, and we'll endear that term, because people have their own reasons, their own whys, whether it's for the long-term investments of the company, the short-term, which is I think the majority of people, they have stories that they want to be understood and told. And I think that's ultimately what this comes down to, is coming together for a good cause and showing the world that, look, the apes are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. There's bulls, there's bears, and now there's apes. Simple as it gets.
Trey, my man, can't wait to watch your interview with Aron, and congratulations. You've been there from the beginning. You've been strong, and a lot of people look up to you, and so do I. Talk to you again real soon. Coming up.
And if you try to short AMC, you're going to end up just like the guys who shorted it in January. You're an idiot. The Wall Street Bets crew will run you over just like the tanks rolled over hapless soldiers in World War II. If anything, shorting this kind of stock is what sends it higher. It's going to go up 70% when they raise capital, because when the bulls crush you, it's pamplona, partner. You got to buy back your shares at a higher price in order to close out your position. You know what? Memo to all the sellers tomorrow. Take a breather. Go to the movies. Do something interesting. I don't know.
Monday.
What's interesting?
Monday. Not tomorrow.
Watch some Netflix. Go to work even. But stop selling your AMC and see what happens.
He conceded that AMC shares are probably not worth what they're worth right now on a fundamental basis. Maybe they're worth 20 or 25 bucks a share. But he also said that at 47 or whatever it's trading at right now, I don't know what it is in the after hours, but that is what the market is valuing AMC shares at right now, and that is all that matters. And
she marks his word. Let's see what
Why
happens.
Why isn't that the case?
Pay attention to her words.
Because short sellers aren't going after retail investors. They're going after bad companies. I mean, it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Smart guy, but I mean, come on. I'm tired of this. And this, this going after the man thing. I mean, look, yes, you can make money in momentum. You can lose money in momentum. But again, it's like Mr. Obvious Day. All right, that to me is a dynamic here. That ultimately the momentum that's being, where the genesis is in the chat room. And yeah, I mean, price can be truth in terms of a company being able to issue shares at a higher price. Doesn't change the company's business. Rich Greenfield also talked about Cinemark and other theater companies that aren't going through this kind of renaissance. And I mean in terms of their share price. So again, investing with a incentive to track momentum is what a lot of professionals do. So let's be clear. But in terms of looking at this as an us versus them, I'm sorry, I'm not buying into that. I think that's dangerous. And again, look, there's a lot of people, there are a lot of short sellers out there that have been borrowing stock they didn't have. In other words, yes, I think there are dynamics where retail investors can get caught, but it's really a dynamic where I think this is going after bad companies.
She said it.
Yeah, but here's what's interesting.
She said
it's actually changing what
naked
Wall Street
shorts.
does, how
Yeah.
it does it.
Like
There's
everybody
a
knows about it.
saying that various prime brokers are tightening the requirements necessary in order to short some of these so-called meme stocks. Guy, I know you pointed this out. There's some firms that threw in the towel in terms of coverage of companies like a GameStop and an AMC because they are so divorced from what they call fundamentals at this point in terms of their price action. I mean, whether or not we like it, whether or not it's here to stay, at this moment in time, Wall Street is taking notice.
Yeah, they better take notice because after what she said today, just wait and see what happens to AMC on Monday when everybody jumps in, because I'm telling you, there's people that have got FOMO, and that's fear of missing out. This is what's going to happen. This has caused rally. If you pay attention to anything that happened on YouTube today with Trace Trades and Matt Kors and Andrew Mo Money, I'm telling you, these guys have followings that it's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited for Monday. I wake up really early and I'm gonna be up super early. I might not go to sleep. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty amazing, guys. So wrap this up because now it's 7:54 and I gotta put this video up on YouTube for you guys to see. And yeah, hey guys, if you like this video, hit the like, hit the follow, and share with your friends, guys, because sharing is caring. And another thing, don't forget that bell, because that'll alert you when we put more videos up on. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Great video. I enjoyed watching it. I hope you did. We'll talk later.